All right, we close the show as we typically do here on the morning after by venting about something that I saw in sports over the weekend that bothered me. This week's Rise and Wine, Kirk Cousins. Oy vey. All right, where do we start here? That was one of the ugliest performances I've ever seen in an NFL game yesterday. The fact that Kirk Cousins made, I guess if you extrapolate, if you use his salary as a guide, he probably made about $2 million in his game check yesterday. I wish I made $2 million to perform that badly at my job. I'm going to read you a tweet from Kurt Warner, who unfortunately had to watch the Falcons film yesterday for his job. I love this game and breaking down tape, but I'm struggling to watch the Atlanta O tape. Predictable, boring, same plays over and over. Don't like the spacing, lots of miscommunication, just don't really get it. There was a case to be made this year that teams should trade for Kirk Cousins. Quarterback needy teams should trade valuable draft assets or other players or money for Kirk Cousins. Woof. No. He's counting for $40 million against the cap for the Falcons this year. And he'll count another $35 million dead cap next year if they cut him. So Terry Fontenot, remember back in 2024, Terry Fontenot signed Kirk Cousins, gave him $100 million guaranteed. Then a month later, drafted Michael Penix in the top 10. And at the time, that was a stunning pick to draft Michael Penix. The thought process was, hopefully Penix doesn't play for 2 or 3 more years. Well, he ended up playing in 1 year. And clearly he's not ready. Because out of 34 qualifying quarterbacks right now in the NFL, Penix is 24th in EPA per dropback through 6 starts. So, you sign Cousins, you draft Penix. That is becoming one of the worst quarterback decisions I've seen in recent NFL history. I think the Cousins signing is like beyond comprehension at this point. And the Penix draft pick, it's just a mess. I don't fully blame Kirk Cousins for this. He's been thrown through the ringer. He got the job, then had to deal with the draft pick of Penix, and then he struggled last year to start, but then he was great for a few weeks, and then he fell off late, and then they go to Penix, and then they start Penix this year. It's a mess. The Atlanta quarterback situation is a mess. Raheem Morris, I don't think has any clue what he's doing. And obviously, at the top, the message filtering down is getting lost in the sauce somewhere. But the Falcons offense, Zach Robinson, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix, Raheem Morris, Terry Fontenot, the whole operation is an absolute disaster right now. And you've got one of the best players in the NFL in his prime, Bijan Robinson. You've got an elite offensive skill group with London and Pitts and Mooney and all those guys. And they have no clue how to handle the quarterback situation. It's a complete disaster. I don't know how Atlanta figures it out from here. But I was dead wrong on this team for betting the over in the preseason. The Falcons play at the Patriots next week, then the Colts at home in 2 weeks. Good luck. Those are 2 very good offenses. They're going to make your offense look like a junior varsity team over the next 2 weeks. But my rise and wine this week, Kirk Cousins and the Falcons offense, one of the ugliest performances I have ever seen in the NFL in a blowout loss to the lowly Dolphins at home as a touchdown plus favorite. Woof.